Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Nonstop Talking with your girl here, Vivian Liu. Happy Valentine's Day. Since it's Valentine's Day, I decided to wear something pink, hence this pink bow, and I'm about to meet up with a friend for his birthday party. So I wasn't planning on filming a video today, but I got ready so early and I had so much time that I was just like, okay, let's film this. I actually was gonna wear way pinker like makeup and outfit, but I'm not gonna change and then change to meet up with my friend because I'm not gonna go all pink. That's why it's just this bow that doesn't match the makeup or match the outfit. Okay, I don't know why I explained so much, I'm so sorry. But yes, so today is Valentine's Day and I thought it'd be fun to film I guess a review for one of the most epic, or something I think is one of the most epic love stories ever. So I recently posted my like matching zodiac animals to characters of the Asian drama Eternal Love, 三生三世十里桃花. And in that I was talking about how like I was really excited for the pillow book. Yeah, I was really excited about the pillow book coming out this year, and I was just so highly anticipating it. And I remember saying like, oh, should I rewatch Eternal Love in preparation for it? And after I said it in that video, I actually did rewatch it. But in the midst of like my rewatching, I found out that the story in the pillow book actually it's not a continuation of Eternal Love. So what I was reading online is that in Eternal Love, Donghua Dijun and Feng Jiu, their story was actually made up by the screenwriters, so like make the drama longer. While the pillow book, it's gonna follow the book more closely and therefore will not be a continuation of what happened previously, which kind of throws me off, but nonetheless I'm still really excited. But because I like started my rewatch and it was a little bit slow going, a few episodes of the pillow book has come out already, and now that I've finished my rewatch of Eternal Love, I can finally start the pillow book. I'm like one of those people who are like, if I did something, like I have to follow it in like order. But yes, so I'm gonna film this review and then I'm gonna start the pillow book, so be excited. There will potentially be a review for that. I hope it's good. I've been seeing that it's been getting like high ratings and high reviews, but today we're not here to talk about the pillow book. We are here to talk about Eternal Love. So this is my second time watching it in its entirety from beginning to end, and I loved it the first time I watched it. So the first time I watched it was into 2017, and it came out in 2017, and I was in China at that time, and I think it just barely ended and everyone was talking about it. So I was like, wow, this is like super duper popular. I'm in China, let me give it a try. And I literally finished it during my trip because I was so engrossed in like the story, the characters, the love, and just the emotions. And after I was done, like I was suffering from like crazy like withdrawals. Like I was like, I need more, and I start just like watching all the behind the scenes, the interviews, and I thought about rewatching it, and I was like, I got like a few episodes, but like I was like, oh, this is too long, I need to like start something else. And then I was like introducing it to a bunch of like friends and family, but a lot of my friends and family in real life don't watch the xianxia genre, even though I love it. It's one of my favorite genres. Yeah, a lot of people like, I can see where they're coming from. It's like complicated to understand and you know, stuff like that. But yeah, so I thought let me start off with this review by looking at what I previously wrote back in 2017 on my blog. So let's see, I said, this is hands down the best drama I've watched this year. I don't know if anything else can top it at this moment in time. It was actually my favorite Asian drama of 2017. It was number one. Even though some days have passed since I finished watching it, I'm still living in it. Yeah. I cannot stop looking up behind the scenes videos and interviews, plus variety show appearances of the cast members. I cannot let this drama go, and I'm seriously contemplating rewatching it. I rewatched it 3 years later. I rarely watch long dramas because it's too much of a time commitment. True. However, I've heard so much praise for this 58 episode drama that since I'm currently in between jobs, I decided to give it a try and I got hooked. This drama has a talented cast with lots of chemistry. It's extremely evident in their behind-the-scenes interactions. The plot seamlessly flows and links all these characters together. Long dramas with a lot of characters like this, which focuses more on the main characters, sometimes forget their side characters, but this drama gave ample time to the side characters and their conflicts. I still agree with that. I thoroughly enjoyed both the main and side characters. In addition, a good story needs to have a good villain. The evil characters in this drama aren't just bad for no reason. They actually have motives and reasons, which adds layers to the story. Okay, so upon my rewatch, I feel like, with that being what I just said earlier, there are definitely like 3 main villains, right? There is Ting Tang, and his whole thing is just he wants to be the most powerful, and he wants to just ruin like the 9 heavens because they like screwed him over. So he's exacting revenge and wanting to be the most powerful and proving that he is the most powerful. And then the other one is or the other 2 is Xuanyu and Soosoo. And upon this rewatch, I was just like, wow, like Xuanyu and Soosoo, like they have really similar motives in the sense that everything they're doing is for a man who just doesn't love them back. And I was a little bit like tired of that this time around. I mean, Xuanyu's motives changed a little bit later on to being like, oh, I need to protect my child, I need to revive the kid, but yeah, I felt like it was just with Xuanyu, I have no sympathies for her because obviously she stole Li Jing from Si Ying by pretending to be Si Ying, and so she should have knew what she was getting into because that's how she started the relationship. And even though she was like, I'm so in love with Li Jing, why can't he just love me back? I was just like, well, maybe because your relationship started on a lie. And Li Jing never loved you in the first place. He mistook you and then he felt pity, and that's why. And Soosoo, wow, actually this time around Soosoo bugged me so much more, just because like in the beginning she's just like, oh, I love Yehua, I just want to like stand by his side, be one of his many like women that would be next to him, and I'm perfectly fine with just being one of many. And then as the story progresses, she like wants more and more and more, when it was like, dude, he doesn't even notice you, he doesn't even like you, get over yourself, you know. And she keeps saying like, we grew up together, I know him the best, and it's just like, but yeah, so what was my point with that? That the female characters, all their motives is for love. But I mean, granted, this is a love story. Okay, I'm gonna continue reading my review because it's actually not that long, shockingly. Another thing I liked that oh wow, this was a weird sentence. Actually, my grammar's terrible. Another thing I liked was that it wasn't just everyone gets a happily ever after drama. Characters own up to their roles and destinies, even if it isn't necessarily perfect. You can tell a lot of work and dedication went into this, and I wholeheartedly respect everyone who is a part of this cast. The costumes and makeup in this drama are absolutely stunning and fitting. I like saw some like behind the scenes stuff about like the making of like the war outfits, and I was just like, wow, mind blown, the amount of like just sewing and like handiwork that went into it. Amazing. I have to say that having grown up on Hollywood visual effects, the background visuals in Chinese dramas are still a bit lacking in comparison. True. Just like the CGI and like the look of like the blossoms and the look of like the sky in the 9 heavens, it does look a little bit like if you get what I mean. Nonetheless, it's a xianxia story, so it's a high fantasy martial arts genre. Viewers have to sometimes adjust to the lack of reality and fake backdrops in order to enjoy the drama for its plot, emotions, and human connections, which Eternal Love packs. I laughed, I cried, I fell in love, and was completely moved. Agreed. There are minor things in the plot that irked me, but they are so minute that it's not even worth mentioning. Therefore, I want to end this spoiler-free review by saying that everyone should take time in their schedule to watch 三生三世十里桃花 aka Eternal Love. it changed my views on current Chinese dramas and really got me sucked into the genre of xianxia. I am so enthralled that I bought the book which this drama is based on. It will take me... Actually, I never read the book, so let's not even go there. But I did buy the book. It's on my bookshelf right there. I'm not going to take it. I went to a bookstore to go buy it, and my cousin, bless his soul, decided to bring me to one of like those hip, cool, like has Western bookstores. And when I asked for this book, they're like, oh, sorry, we don't have books like that in stock. And I was like, oh, okay. And then my cousin's like, okay, whatever. Like, people don't even like shop like anymore. I'll just get it for you online. And I was like, oh, okay. So I have that book. And then there were like regrets later on of buying it, just because after I finished the drama and everything, I found out that you know, all the plagiarism and stuff, and yeah. Oh, but there is what was I gonna say? There is a English translation called Into the Sky Kingdom, and I've read some people's reviews on it, and I was just like, if it wasn't for the plagiarism scandals and stuff like that, I think I might actually read the book. But I've already seen the drama twice. Why can't I speak today? Okay. I've already seen the drama twice, so I don't feel like I need to read it. But okay, so that's my original 2017 thoughts. It was actually like, this was back in the day when like I would try to keep reviews short and spoiler free and all of that stuff. But nowadays that's not the case. I never gave like a synopsis, and then I didn't even like tell you like, oh, we're going into spoilers now. This is not how I normally do a review, which is, yeah, I just have no flow for this, because I usually plot things out that I want to say, but I obviously didn't do that this time around. I'm just trying to wing it, and this is what happens when I wing stuff. It's just a mess. I am now gonna go into the notes that I kind of took. I took like quick notes while I was watching it the second time around, and I'm just gonna go through that with y'all. I wrote down all the scenes that made me cry this time around or tear up. The first one was Jiu-Si Song, so the ninth brother's death during the war. Yeah, that was really sad. He was like the only one that died. I mean, he wasn't the only one that died. A whole clan got massacred except for Soosoo. But yeah, like that was like the first moment where I was like, oh, we're going into sad territory now. The second thing I mentioned was, oh, the taking of her eyes. Oh man. Oh, like the emotions that were coming from Yehua, and then the emotions that were coming from Soosoo. I was just like, don't take our eyes. Soosoo is so evil. No. And just like the guilt that was just coming from both parties, and at the same time just like Soosoo like pleading, and Yehua's heart, like, oh, that scene was very emotional. And another scene was, oh, when Soosoo jumped off Zhuxian or the Zhuxian Terrace. That was also really emotional. I didn't cry this time around when Yehua died, but honestly, what was it? They said that he actually just went into like a slumber, because I knew he was gonna come back alive, and I was just like, okay, yeah, let's just not waste tears for this. But I think the first time around, I think I cried when we all thought Yehua died. Oh, I have a big gripe with Soosoo and Baitian, and it has to deal with Ali. Okay, like, she so easily left him to jump off Juxiantai, and I understand like she was depressed and she was not in the right state of mind. Okay, then later on when she like gets her memories back, and then Yehua passes away, she like doesn't ever go see her son, and I was just like, dude, this poor baby. Like, Ali is such a good kid. He's so cute, and the actor who plays him just like adorable, and like his mother just doesn't care about him, and it just breaks my heart how much she doesn't care about him. And in addition to that, you know, there was like when Soosoo died, Yehua was like, oh, I don't value my life anymore. And I was like, does no one care about the fact that there is a baby in this? There is a baby in this, and no one cares about the baby. And I guess like with Bai Qian, she's like, oh, it's fine, the 9 heavens will take care of him, you know, because he's the great grandson of the heaven ruler and whatnot, but I was just like, man, no one cares about Ali. Like, this boy needs more love. He's just so sweet and charming. And yeah, that's one of my things. It's just like, especially towards the end, because you do get to see Ali a bit more, and you see his interactions with his mother and father, and you're like, oh, this kid is just, oh, so precious. And once you reach that level, and then you realize, like, why do people care about this kid more? Give him some more love, you parental figures. Something else I discovered the second time watching, or not that I discovered, but I noted, is that there is so much miscommunication. This love story, a lot of the conflict relies on miscommunication, and there are parts where I was like sitting there like, oh, why can't you two just freaking talk? Just communicate. Ask each other the questions you have buried inside you, okay? It's not gonna kill either of you. Just ask, just talk, just But this is a very epic love story, and I feel like the miscommunications added to the story overall. So even though the second time around I was like bothered by it, I understand where like everyone was coming from. Something I noted that I thought was really funny is how smooth Yehua gets once he like starts falling for Soosoo. Like, just like getting into bed, taking off the clothes, like just like smooth, like the flirtatiousness that he like develops, because you know the whole like beginning part is just like him is moody and dark and serious, and then later on like he falls in love and he's just like, I like you, smooth, sliding in there. I don't know, that's the vibe I got, and I was just like, oh, he's this is kind of adorable now. Truthfully, I don't think Li Jing is that great of a leader. I thought his character was pretty much like just this floundering playboy that never really developed out of that. So I didn't really care much for him, besides the fact that he is actually really good looking. And I mean, you know, he has strong love for his sister and whatnot. But yeah, it was just like his character never really gained my respect. And in the end, when he like tries to take down his father, I'm like, yes, the drama finally gives you a cool moment, and then it fails, and I was just like, ah, Li Jing, Li Jing, so much wasted potential with you. The show constantly talks about how Bai Tian has 4 brothers, and we only see 2 of them. Her 4th brother, which she's the closest with, and then the 2nd brother, who is the father of Bai Fengqiu. So I was just always like, man, would it have made a difference to cast the other 2 brothers, or would it have not? I don't know. Maybe they should have just cut that part out and be like, there were only 2 brothers and then a sister. But talking about her brothers, obviously we have to discuss Bai Zhen and Zhe Yan. I love them so much. This was like the first time I watched, I guess, a Chinese drama with like the subtle hints of BL in it, and I thought that was just like, wow, China's progressing. No, it's not. But at the same time, I was just like, oh wow, this is like actually kind of cool. And then I found out, you know, the plagiarism stuff, and then I was like, you know, there's a lot of like back and forth with this, but I felt like just how later on it really becomes like quite like apparent the love that Bai Zhen, I was gonna say Bai Tian. Okay, the love that Bai Zhen and Zhe Yan like share with one another, and how much like Zhe Yan just like takes care of him, and how like Bai Zhen likes to like sajiao with Zhe Yan. And I was just like, oh, they're just so cute. In the beginning, like I was really into like the story, and then once we get to like Soosoo's part, after she jumps off the terrace, I was like just waiting for the moment of the lamp breaking, and then she gets her memories back, because my all-time favorite scene of this entire drama isn't even the love moments. Wow, what's wrong with me? My all-time favorite scene is when Bai Tian gets her eyes back. Just like the badassery and like the dialogue and like how she's just the sassiness that she has at that moment in time, and just like the way she like talks, and like I don't know how to explain it. I just thought that was such a cool moment. I'm just like, yes girl, get your eyes back, do that. And honestly, like I was waiting for that moment, and I was just like, get her memories back, get her eyes back. That when it happened, I was like, oh, is this still gonna be like as satisfying as I remembered? And it was. It really was. And it's still probably one of my favorite moments of this drama. The second time around, I think I realized how selfish Bai Tian is. She puts her emotions and feelings above everyone else and all else. And even though she's like temperamental and flawed, and I think like what Chinese people would say like 敢恨敢爱的女人, like I actually really love her still, like even with just how flawed and how like 记仇, like she's very hung up on like revenge and like remembering like who harmed her and stuff like that. Like she just doesn't let go or forgive or anything. Like even with how temperamental she is, I was just like, oh, she's such a cool character. Like she is who she is, no apologies. And I think that's one of the reasons why I like her, even though I don't forgive her for not caring for her son. I'm gonna be really honest right now and say that I didn't remember the conclusion being that long. I like honestly remembered the conclusion of Yehua just being like, 白天过来. And I really genuinely thought that was the conclusion. And when that scene happened and the drama was still going on, I was like, wait, there was more after this? I really thought the 白天过来 was the end of it. Like, I was like, wait, there's still more? What are we still like talking about? He's come back. But that outfit that he wears, I was like, why did he just go back to the all black? What's up with this black and the flowers? Like, I didn't like it at all. But yeah, I really thought that the ending was more like concise and like to the point. I didn't realize that like so much other stuff like had happened to get to there, and then so much other stuff had happened afterwards. So I don't know where my memory went, but I genuinely thought I remembered the conclusion being the whole 白天过来. I guess one of my last questions to this drama is, what happens to the ghost tribe? What happens to Yizhu? Like, they have the princess, but the princess is like, nah, I'd rather just like live in the mortal world and pretend to be a mortal. And it's like, damn, you really not care about your tribe people. That's not cool, but okay, wash yourself away with that. But yeah, I really wondered what happened to them. I love the twist of like the child actually being a daughter this entire time. I remember when that happened the first time, I was like, oh, that was good. But yeah, like the child calls Yanzi mother, and I was like, why don't you like tell the truth about the child's like actual like birth? But that's just like a personal thing. It's like such a small thing, it doesn't even like yeah, I wish that like 16师兄 and Yanzi could have had something happen. But once again, like this whole drama, these loves are based off like doing like things of like sacrificing worth and then keeping it hidden from the other person, and then this whole great love. And I'm so rambling right now, and I'm just honestly, this is actually really long, a lot longer than I expected, and it has no semblance of any structure whatsoever. I'm so sorry. I really think like I do need to have like roadmaps when I do reviews. I thought like because I've seen this twice that I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go off feeling. This is me going off feeling, and it's not that great. But with that being said, I think I'm just gonna wrap this up here. So like I said, I loved the drama the first time I saw it. I think I gave it like a almost close to 5. This second time around, there were moments that I did fast forward through, and there were the minute like issues that I had before. I saw them again, and I think the second time around I still really loved it. I still really enjoyed it, but I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5, which is like super high still, let's be honest. And honestly, like Eternal Love, it's such a great, fantastical love story. It's just so epic. And then like the whole like spanning of like the 3 lives. Honestly, I don't even think it's really 3 lives, because if you think about it, yeah, Hua was in slumber, so it's still like, that's the life, right? The life hasn't ended. I don't know, I'm stop rambling, Vivian. I just really love 三生三世十里桃花, and like people around me don't watch 仙侠 dramas, which is very disappointing because they're so good. Of like recent, they're so good. And I think I would say like Eternal Love is like the first one that like changed my opinion of like the potential that these stories have. In the end, I need to go meet up with my friend for his birthday, so let me just say I love Eternal Love. It's a great drama, highly recommended. If you can watch 仙侠 stuff like I do. I am super duper excited for the pillow book, and I'm looking forward to Bai Fengjiu and Donghua Dijun, because they were just so adorable in this one. And honestly, screw that, like, what did they translate it as? That's the fate rock or the love rock or whatnot. Like, it's not fair. So I'm glad that they're redoing their story. And then I saw on like Instagram and whatnot that Bai Qian makes a guest appearance in this, so I'm super excited for all of what the pillow book has in store for us. And yeah, I honestly feel like this is just me like hyping myself up even more for the pillow book. And let's just end it here. Once again, happy Valentine's Day, outro time, like, comment, subscribe. See you in my next video, whenever that is. Bye. Close the door all the way.